Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We're jumping right into something pretty wild today. We're going to be identifying India's most lethal snakes and unpacking the crazy mechanics behind their incredibly dangerous, yet honestly fascinating venoms. These are creatures that absolutely demand our respect, and by the time we're done here, you're going to know exactly why. Okay, let's kick things off with a number that might actually shock you. Over 300. Yeah, India is home to a staggering diversity of reptiles, with over 300 different species of snakes just slithering across its landscapes. But here's the really crucial point. Despite that massive variety, only a super tiny fraction of those species are actually responsible for the vast majority of snakebite fatalities every year. Most snakes you stumble across, totally harmless. Which brings us to the million-dollar question, right? Out of all 300 plus species, which 5 are the absolute deadliest? Well, we're going to count down the top 5 most dangerous venomous threats in the country. We'll look at how to spot them, where they hide out, and exactly what makes their venom so incredibly lethal. Let's get into it. Section 1, the silent killers, stealth and proximity. Coming in at number 5 on our list is the saw-scaled viper, or as it's known locally, the fursa. Now, the crazy thing here is the contrast between its size and its impact. It's physically pretty small, but man, do not let that fool you. It is highly lethal. It mostly hangs out in dry and desert habitats, and if it feels threatened, it has this incredibly unique defense mechanism. It actually rubs its rough body scales together to make this loud, aggressive, almost sizzling warning sound. And get this, despite being so small, this specific snake is actually involved in the highest number of bite incidents across the entire country. So why exactly is the saw-scaled viper so dangerous? Well, it all comes down to the science of its venom. The viper uses what's called hemotoxic venom. When this enters the human body, it completely wrecks your natural ability to clot blood. It actively destroys your red blood cells. The result? Severe internal bleeding and eventually catastrophic kidney failure. It literally breaks down the integrity of your blood from the inside out. All right, moving to number 4, we have a really terrifying proximity threat, the common krait, or Krait. This guy is a highly active nocturnal hunter. That means it's doing its work under the cover of darkness, and because its main food source is mice, it frequently enters human houses just looking for a meal. But here is the absolute scariest part about the common krait. Its strike is completely painless. Because it happens at night and it doesn't hurt, so many victims literally just sleep right through it, having no idea they've just been bitten by a highly venomous snake. And if the victim sleeps through that bite, the krait's venom has plenty of time to do its worst. Unlike the viper's hemotoxic venom, the common krait packs neurotoxic venom. This is a destructive toxin that totally bypasses your blood and specifically targets the nervous system. Over just a few hours, the venom shuts down the body's nerve signals, which leads straight to muscle paralysis. Eventually, the muscles you need to breathe just stop working, causing severe respiratory failure. Coming in at number 3 is an absolute heavyweight out in agricultural areas, Russell's viper. You can spot this snake by 2 very distinct features. First, if you provoke it, it lets out this incredibly loud, intimidating hiss. Second, it has these beautiful but extremely dangerous, distinctive chain-like patterns running all the way down its body. Russell's viper absolutely thrives in fields and grasslands, and that habitat choice is exactly why it's such a massive threat. Farmers and agricultural workers constantly cross paths with it while working out in the fields. And the sheer destructive power of its bite is unreal. Like our number 5 snake, Russell's viper uses hemotoxic venom, but the effects here are profoundly devastating. The venom prevents your blood from clotting, which causes massive tissue damage right at the bite site, followed by severe internal bleeding and ultimately total multi-organ failure, including the kidneys. Because the venom is so potent and because it runs into farmers so often, Russell's viper is actually one of the major causes of snakebite deaths in India. Section 2, the kings of venom, giants of the wild. At number 2, we're talking about absolute royalty in the reptile world, the king cobra. Interestingly enough, despite having this totally fearsome reputation, the king cobra actually prefers to avoid humans. It generally keeps its distance and will only attack if it feels directly threatened. But if you push it to launch a defensive strike, it is devastating. The king cobra can inject a massive, lethal payload of venom in a single bite, and that payload is highly neurotoxic, causing a really rapid nervous system breakdown and incredibly fast respiratory failure if you don't get treatment in time. 5 meters. Let that sink in for a second. That number represents the sheer physical extreme of this creature. the king cobra officially holds the title of the world's longest venomous snake, capable of growing to lengths of over 5 meters. When a snake of that immense size feels threatened, it is a truly formidable force of nature. Section 3. India's #1 threat, the Big Four leader. And taking the #1 spot is the absolute legend itself, the Indian cobra, commonly known as the nag. This is easily the most famous venomous snake in all of India. You can instantly recognize it by those iconic, spectacle-shaped marks on the back of its hood when it flares out in defense. The Indian cobra is a key, dominant member of India's Big Four, which is the group of snakes responsible for the vast majority of venomous bites in the country. When it strikes, it directly attacks the nervous system. Its highly potent neurotoxic venom causes severe bodily paralysis, intense breathing issues, and, if medical help isn't administered in time, death. Section 4. Crucial survival steps. What to do if bitten. Okay, so if you happen to see a snake, the rule is super simple. Never try to catch it or kill it. Just stay calm and back away slowly. But if a bite does occur, here is the exact survival sequence you must follow. Step 1. Do not panic. You have to stay completely calm because an elevated heart rate just pumps the venom through your body faster. Step 2. Keep the bitten limb perfectly still to slow down the spread of the venom. Step 3. Get immediately to the nearest hospital. Time is literally of the essence here. And listen, this might just be the most vital takeaway from this entire explainer. We have to talk about the stark contrast between correct medical action and totally dangerous myths. Do not attempt any domestic or traditional remedies. Do not make cuts or incisions on the wound. Never try to suck the poison out. And absolutely do not tie tight bandages or tourniquets. Doing those things is incredibly dangerous and can make the situation a whole lot worse. The only protocol you actually need to remember is to go straight to a medical facility for professional anti-venom treatment. Section 5. Protectors of the ecosystem. Why we need snakes. Now, after all that, you might be thinking, why do we even want snakes around? Well, they are actually vital ecological balancers. By hunting and eating massive amounts of rodents, they're basically nature's pest controllers. They keep mice populations in check, which directly protects our agriculture and crop yields. And honestly, this is exactly why we have to replace our blind fear with informed caution. They are totally essential for maintaining the delicate balance of our ecosystem. Which brings us to the end of our explainer, but I want to leave you with one final provocative thought. Knowing how absolutely crucial they are to our crops and our environments, how can we shift from fearing nature's most misunderstood balancers to actually safely coexisting with them? Well, it starts with exactly the kind of education and awareness we've covered today. Thanks so much for joining me. Keep learning, stay safe, and I will see you in the next explainer.